Hey everybody, this is Ernest from ViggleTips, and we are going to talk about the new Android app update. Now, there's been a couple of smaller updates, so 2.0 is now actually 2.0.1.1. And if you go to ViggleTips.com, right in the sidebar where it says download Viggle, there is a link there that will take you directly to the Google Play Store. Also, if you just open up the Google Play Store on your Android device, and in the top right, click the menu and choose My Apps. It'll show you what apps are queued for an update. You can scroll down and find Viggle and update that directly from right there. Now, all the basic stuff is still in the Viggle app. Of course, it's in a very different place. Now, first off, if you notice, the carousel is a little bit different. Now, this big purple thing that you're looking at right now is kind of an introductory thing, and it will eventually give you a link to make it go away and not show it again. And we'll see that eventually as we work through stuff here. But instead of going left to right, you're just going to go up and down on the app here, as you can see. Now we're going to stop here at the Senators at Rangers game, which is on tonight, because tonight is actually January 20th when we're recording this. And just like before, all you have to do is just tap the show to go to the show page. It'll give you all the information. There might be an ad on there for you to tap to get a few extra points. And as you can see, part of the MSG streak, this game is part of the MSG streak tonight. Now, right there where it says 2,000 streak plus 2,000 streak, what you can do is click that, and it will take you and give you the details of the streak. There was a little confusion with this, but the app clearly states check into 4 Knicks or Rangers games, which means it can be a combination. It can be 4 Knicks games, 4 Rangers games, 1 and 3, 2 and 2, 3 and 1, whatever, or 4 and 0. So that's what you need to do to qualify for this. And any show that has a streak on it like that will have this information right there. So in the top left, you're going to choose the back arrow, or if you have a back arrow on your device, like we do here on our Samsung Galaxy S3, you can tap that to go back to the show page and then go back to the carousel. And as I said before, you can just scroll up and down through. Really, it's not a carousel anymore. It's kind of like an escalator. It goes up and down. And to refresh that, in case there are new shows, all you have to do is pull down and then just let it refresh. You'll see a circling arrow right there. Give it a second to check for new data or new information, and when it's done, it'll go away, and you know that you have the latest run of shows in the schedule. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the menu. A lot of people couldn't find My Shows, they can't find their points history, anything like that. As in most apps these days, if you look in the upper left or upper right corner, you'll see 2 or 3 lines on top of each other. You see that right there just to the left of the V? That is a menu. If you tap that, it will slide open. And there we go. There's the menu that you'll see on every phone. We assume that the iOS update is going to be pretty similar to this, but it hasn't come out as of this taping, so we're not totally sure yet. But you can see the basics right there. There's a check-in button, which really you don't even need to use the check-in button from here. We'll explain that in a minute. About points, about bonus points. These are just laying out different ways to earn points in the Viggle app. Of course, bonus shows is now what used to be what's on. It's called bonus shows now, which is basically the carousel. And your settings are here, and your rewards are here as well. We're going to cover rewards in a bit, and those pesky notifications that Viggle sends you about doing this or that. So, to get to the points history and to My Shows and My Music and reward history, what you're going to do, just like in the app before, you're going to tap your user icon. Of course, our user icon is the ViggleTips logo. So I'm going to tap that, and it takes you to this screen, which we actually kind of like the way this is laid out. You can see that there's My Shows, My Music, Points History, and Rewards History. Now, all these features have been in the app before, but this is where they're at now. And normally, this screen will update with current information. So the most recent show that I checked into was Dracula. I'm not sure why the music icon's not showing, but I know that the most recent thing I checked into was Michael Jackson a bit ago, or yesterday. And the points history the same way. But, you know, it'll refresh whenever it wants to, I suppose. So we can just go into one of those. What we're going to do is go into My Shows. And this is where you're going to actually verify that you're in the correct episode of a show. And we know that with NCIS and Law and Order and things like that, it's really hard to get the right show in syndication sometimes. So you got to check into it in the middle of the night or like 6 o'clock in the morning at an odd time when there's nothing but infomercials on. But this is where you're going to check for that sort of thing. Now we're going to back out of that. You can go right into My Music the same way. These are the songs I've checked into recently. Somehow I checked into Streetwalker twice. It's a little hiccupy with the music every now and again, but for the most part it works okay. So this is where you're going to know what music you've checked into. And again, to refresh this window or any one that we're getting ready to look at, all you got to do is pull down and let it refresh just like you would the carousel, and it will do that. So let's go back to the My Points screen, and we're going to tap on Points History. Now here's the most recent thing I've checked into. This is where you're going to see if you checked into the right show, when your points posted, and how your points increased. We kind of like that ongoing total there underneath about how your points increased, where you were before and where you were after. This is really helpful if you're trying to hit the 12,000 limit every day, or whatever the limit is after February 1st. Hopefully they leave it at 12,000, but we'll wait and see here in a couple weeks or a week and a half. But it really tells you where you're at the day before, where you started, and it's an even easier way to keep track of your points in that regard. So we're going to pull back out of that. And actually from this screen, what you can do from just about any screen, and I'll show you a couple things here that are really helpful, but if you look at the V in the top right corner in the circle, that's your check-in button. So on any screen that you're on in the Viggle app, all you have to do is just tap that little round thing in the top right corner to check in. It doesn't matter if it's a song or a show. Most times the app will figure it out. If it doesn't, I'm going to show you that in a minute. But we're going to go ahead and check in. I have some music actually playing in the background when I recorded this, and we're going to go ahead and let it check into a song. So this is it. It's a very quick verify. It's like 1 or 2 seconds. It used to be 10. Now it's 5, or it was 5, and now it's down to like a second or 2. And it seems like it's caught it right off. I'm listening to Meghan Trainor, Lips Are Moving, and it'll go right to that. Now you're going to get this screen that says Get Points. This is kind of like a confirm screen. Now whereas before the music just recognized it, checked you in, and that was it. This you can confirm what you're checking into. So you have to tap Get Points in order to get the 100 points for a song. Once you do, this point will thing, and it says 100 points for listening to Lips Are Moving from Meghan Trainor. And of course, if you scroll down on this screen a little bit, if there's actually a song you want to buy, you can actually buy it from the Viggle store, either with cash, a debit card payment or whatever, or with your points. So you earn points, and then you use those points to buy music. So you can do it 2 ways if you want to. So we're going to go back to this screen. And then here, if we check under My Music again, you'll see that now Meghan Trainor is listed here. Now, if you're counting songs and trying to just hit 20 every day instead of randomly throughout the day, or you just need to check how many you've gotten today, this is a good screen to do it from. You can check in from this screen. So I'm going to leave it on this screen, and I'm going to tap Check In again, and we got another song playing in the background. I know you can't hear it. Now see, now it's not recognizing it. So every once in a while you'll get this. You'll get the try again button. This time it did it. This one it did it. I'm going to tap Get Points. It says, let me know I'm listening to from Tamar Braxton. Don't judge me. So we can back out of that, and we can refresh that screen and see now that we have Tamar Braxton on there. So let's go back to the main screen. We'll open up the menu here. You can see right here that we actually have the option to make this go away, this purple area. So we will do that now, and that will disappear. Now, if you open up the side menu and tap Rewards, we can go to the Rewards section. And the Rewards section finally loads for Android now. The 2.0.1.1 update fixed that as of today, actually. So make sure you have the latest one. The rewards were loading. It was the products page that wasn't working, and as you can see now, it loads fine. I'm scrolling through there. Everything is just peachy keen. Use your back arrow in the top left corner to go back. And there you go. You can also tap your settings, go in, always make sure your TV provider is correct, and your personal information, especially when you're redeeming for rewards and things are being mailed to your house, you need to make sure that your address is absolutely correct down to the dot in your I and crossing your T on that. You don't want to not get your rewards. So again, you can check in from anywhere. We still have another song playing, so let's just check in right here from the carousel. We'll just tap the button and immediately recognizes some song called Shower by Becky G. So good for Becky. She's got a song on the radio. And that's basically the Viggle app. That's the long and the short of everything in the app. It is super, super easy. We kind of like the way a lot of this is laid out, especially on the profile and the points page. And remember, just always, you can always get to it by clicking the top left to get to the menu to open up to get to rewards or to get to points history. Just click your user icon, your avatar there. It's as simple as that. So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked any part of this video or any of our videos, please give it a thumbs up below to the right. Also click subscribe. There are more videos coming. We're going to be doing one on swag bucks very soon, and we know you guys are asking about that. We're kind of laying out how we want to do it. We're not sure whether we should do it in 1 or 2 videos, but we will be covering swag bucks for you guys and showing you how we get our swag bucks every day. And there's a few ways to do it. Some on the computer, some on your smartphone. We're going to show you what apps to load and what the best way is. So anyway, click subscribe, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below if you like the video. Tell us what you'd like to see in the future. We're here for you, and we will do our best to put it out there for you. We hope it's helpful. You can always find us at ViggleTips.com and on Twitter at ViggleTips. Thank you for watching. Keep calm and Viggle on.